Good day mga kabayan techers, this is your Kabayan Tech, and today is another refurbishing series for the 11 Pro rear housing replacement. Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, take some time and click that subscribe button. You're doing me a solid. Thank you very much. We have an 11 Pro here that is a broken glass and severe gouges at the sides. We are going to also answer some questions while I'm out. First question was, no videos for a month. What happened? Thought they quit. I didn't quit. I was just sick for almost a month to 2 months. It's been hard, and going through with not doing anything at home is just really hard. So let's continue by taking out all the screws and also the cowling and connectors. Now we're taking out the cowling that holds the charging cable flex. And next is we're going to remove the battery using also isopropyl alcohol to loosen the glue, and we take it out. Next is we take out the screws and cowling that holds the camera and also the cables for the front camera. So now we disconnect all the cables for the front and the rear camera from the logic board. Put the front camera on an anti-static bag and then remove the rest of the cables. Also put the rear camera on an anti-static bag so to prevent dust going inside them, and remove the remaining cables. Now let's eject the SIM card tray and also the pin and put it back to its original position so that we could take out the logic board. And we are going to finally remove the screws for the logic board. Another question would be making some Windows troubleshooting, and yes, we're going to do that on our next few videos in the coming few weeks and months. Just stay tuned. And next we are going to remove all the flex cables for the mic and also for the flash. Also removing the cowling. Take note of where you take out all the screws. Make sure that you put them back in on the same position. They have different lengths, so be mindful on where they go back. Next is to remove the screws for the power button flex, and also the screws on the top portion where the antennas and also the sensors are located. Next, we remove the mylar cover to remove the screws for the volume up, volume down, and also the silent switch. Next, we grab an isopropyl alcohol to loosen up the adhesives for the flex and slowly take them out using a flat black stick. Be also mindful with flex cables that are clipped together or with rubber gaskets, and make sure to take them out. On the new case, there is a rubber gasket for the mic, so we're just going to transfer that. Next, we're going to take out the cowling that holds the flex cable for the flash, and we eventually remove everything and put it back to the new casing. While we transfer all the flex cables on the top portion of the new enclosure, a question was asked, do I use customers' phones to do my videos? My answer is definitely no. It's because for me to avoid any issues, of course, with my customers. The one that you're seeing right now is a refurbished phone where I buy phones from Marketplace or from other persons and resell them to my customers if they wanted to do an upgrade of their system or if they want to give it as a gift to somebody else. Next is we're going to go onto the bottom part of the phone and remove the Taptic engine and disconnect all the connecting cables. Next, we remove the wireless charging coil and put more isopropyl alcohol to loosen up the adhesive. I also take out the silent switch, volume up and volume down, because they are all part of the charging coil flex. I use a flat edge of a tweezer for me to remove them, and to separate the case from the charging coil, I put more isopropyl and also use a flat black stick to separate it. Make sure that you separate the coil and also the mylar, and not the mylar against the coil, because that will create some issues and you'll eventually be replacing the whole set and spending more. As you can see here, we have successfully separated it from the casing itself, where the coil is together with the mylar. Next is we are going to install it onto the new casing, and I align the volume up, volume down at the side. Next, we take out the rocker switch for the silent switch. It's a little bit tricky. All you have to do is to pull it at one side and you'll eventually take it out. You will notice a notch where the new silent switch will go through, and make sure that everything snaps in. Another question was asked, where do I get those parts? I do have a supplier here in Canada. If it's no choice, then I get it from AliExpress. I do my repairs at home as a part-time, and my customers doesn't have any issues with that, and I'm fine with it. Next, we remove all the screws. For us to remove the charging cable, we use isopropyl alcohol to remove the speaker, and then remove all the remaining screws. Now we take out the screws that covers the cowling for the sensors on the left side and gently lift it up. Now we're taking out the last two screws that holds the charging port and use more isopropyl alcohol to loosen up the adhesives. Don't force it to be taken out. Use more isopropyl alcohol. It will just release by itself when you push it using a black stick, and then now you could transfer it to the new housing. Once you go to the new housing, put back all the screws. I use a charging cable to align the port while I'll put back the screws. If you don't align them using a cable, sometimes if you finish up the repair, putting in a charging cable would be a little bit harder, or putting more force and eventually breaking the charging port. And another question was raised up: if I have broken a customer's phones, and what did I do to resolve it? My answer is yes, and something that is unavoidable, but I try to be careful when it comes to my repair. I do offer them resolutions of either replacing the part or worse, replacing the whole phone. And if that is something that will help me out for the repair, then I do it. Now we put back the speaker and connect all the flex cables on the charging flex. Next, I put back the Taptic engine and secure them so that they avoid from rattling. Next is I take out the SIM tray pin and put it onto the new housing, and put back the logic board, connect the flex cable, and test out the SIM card tray if they're aligned or if they're sitting incorrectly. Next is we're going to install now the front facing camera and connect the flex cables. Next is to take out the adhesive film that covers the rear camera window and put in the rear camera, and make sure that there are no dust, and connect the flex cables. Put back the cowling and secure them with the screws, and also the cowling that holds the front camera cables. Now put back the battery and then put the cowling for the charging flex, and let's connect the screen and for us to test it. So let's turn on the phone and do our testing here for our final step. You might notice that I'm still using a broken screen, and that's fine with me because our topic here is just the rear housing replacement. And that's it, mga kabayan techers. If you have any suggestions, comments, kindly write them down below. If you like this video, kindly click on the thumbs up, and if you're not yet subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button. Again, thank you very much and have a good day.